Morning, sir.
Manu, could you please tell me where are you joining us from and all about you in about 3 to 4 minutes, whatever maximum you can tell us about your education, about your family, about your career goals and whatever. So where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Baroda in Gujarat. It is the cultural capital of Gujarat and also an educational hub. So regarding me, I have done my BTech in computer science from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information Communication and Technology, Gandhinagar. Thereafter, I worked for 1.5 years with a company called Deloitte Consultancy. And regarding my family, my both parents are doctors. And so other than that, my hobbies include playing the bansuri, trekking, and in terms of interests, I have a lot of interest in composting waste at the local level and leading initiatives for that, sir.
Wonderful. Wow. Such a rich and diverse background. I'm very impressed. So tell me about your working in Deloitte. Which were the areas where you were working with Deloitte?
So my role in Deloitte Consultancy was a business technical analyst. It was primarily a coding role in spite of the title. In terms of it was a technical role, sir. And I was involved in the US healthcare system. In first, sir, the insurance sector, the Obamacare was being rolled out that time, and a lot of states, including the certain states Deloitte had a contract with, were using Deloitte to create interfaces for that.
Tell me a little more about the US healthcare now after the Obama healthcare is over, but we have again Democrats in power there. What happened after Obama's term with Trump's era, and how is the current situation of US healthcare?
Yes, sir. Sir, I happened to meet my manager even after leaving my job, and I had the same question: that does Deloitte get more contracts in terms of the healthcare? Because the Obama healthcare, as I understood it, was going to be phased out in the era of Trump. But he gave me to understand that the states have the mandate to promote the insurance plan, and that is why the states are still continuing with it, and different features keep coming in and requests keep coming in. So the program as such is still going on, but the funding for it has definitely decreased, and the importance of and the focus on it has decreased in the in the era of the Republicans. But now perhaps it will be revamped again, sir.
One of the major difference which I noticed, I was there recently for a couple of months, that they have undertaken vaccination in a big way and it's all free. Major vaccines like Pfizer, Moderna and so on, even the kids are being covered. They've covered almost 60 to 70%. So how do you ascribe it? Is it a return to something like Obama free healthcare or whatever liberal healthcare? How do you describe it?
I wouldn't say it is a rollback to the liberal healthcare, but it was a much needed mandate, especially in the COVID times. And USA had contracts with many companies which had subscribed vaccines for their population almost 2 times over, sir. So even a Republican initiative for the vaccine suggests that it is not it is the urgency of the hour that the population has to be vaccinated rather than some kind of liberal intervention into healthcare, sir.
Both your parents have been, both your parents have been doctors and you have worked in the healthcare in Obama times. Tell us a little bit more about India and the COVID management in India. What do you feel? What's your comment on India's COVID management? Be frank, don't have to keep any hold barred.
Yes, sir. There are 2 phases and 2 aspects in which we can cover the COVID management. The first was the first phase, where the stringent lockdown was a was a good policy decision which was taken. However, we learned from this, and in the second wave, there was some mismanagement. Though we learned from this, there in terms of how to implement lockdowns, how to go for partial lockdowns. In the case of healthcare infrastructure, we were found extremely lacking in the second wave, sir. Sir, and the lackadaisical attitude towards vaccination, especially in the months of February, March, before the onset of the second wave, sir. It exposed us to the vulnerabilities in terms of infrastructural facilities, in terms of beds, in terms of manpower, and the most glaring shortage was that of specialist doctors, sir. Sir, because I understood that ICU interventionists are very much needed, and they are in very short supply. So, if we can draw lessons from this, that would be that we need to increase our PG seats. We need to fuel in more money to create this manpower, sir. Because infrastructure can be ramped up in a short while, but providing the facilities for training of the manpower does require a long-term approach, sir.
Tell me, what are you doing at the moment? You did your BTech in 2013-14.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, you worked in Deloitte. What are you doing right now?
Sir, right now I have been just preparing for the UPSC.
When did you last, up to what point in time did you work last?
I worked till 2014, August 2014.
7 years you have been working, preparing for this exam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you think it is worth it?
So it is worth it, and also I committed quite some mistakes and I wanted to improve on them. So I did not want to give up unless I was totally sure that I had achieved my potential, sir. So that is why this number of attempts.
So is it your first interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you taken some mock interviews?
Yes, I have.
You have. Has anybody told you what you need to improve upon?
Yes, sir.
Tell me if you don't mind sharing.
Yes, sir. The one was to pause before answering. The second was to give better structured answers. And the third was to maintain a pleasant demeanor in terms of smiling and things like that.
Which you are maintaining very well now.
Yes, I'm trying, sir.
Thank you very much. Neeraj ji, would you like to ask some questions?
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Manu.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the mock interview. My name is Neeraj Kumar. Manu, your optional subject was literature of English language. Am I right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So you must have read William Shakespeare extensively.
Yes, sir. I did read 2 plays from William Shakespeare.
Which were?
The Tempest and King Lear.
King Lear. So can you tell us which are the famous tragedies written by William Shakespeare?
Yes, sir. So King Lear is the first tragedy. Second is Macbeth. Third is Othello. And fourth is, I'm not sure about the fourth. But I understand that there are 4 main tragedies.
Is Julius
Caesar... Hamlet, I'm sorry, sir. Hamlet could be considered the 4th tragedy.
Is Julius Caesar a tragedy?
Yes, sir. It could be classified as a tragedy, sir. But it's not tragedy. It's not one of the main tragedies which is often recalled, sir.
Okay. Why? In which category of Shakespearean plays will you put Julius Caesar?
So I would put it in a. I would put it in the same category as a Tempest, sir, where it is not a comedy, but it is a political drama, sir, about the power struggle, etc., sir.
But isn't Hamlet and Macbeth, aren't they also political dramas? They are politics, closely related with politics.
Yes, I agree that it could be classified. I just considered it, and I think it does have, because Julius Caesar, the main character, does die, and he dies out of his own fatal mistakes and not some kind of other agency in terms of not any divine intervention or anything like that. So in my understanding, it could be classic.
But he was murdered, wasn't he? Julius Caesar was murdered.
Yes, sir.
And by none other than his closest aide, Brutus.
Yes, sir.
What exactly did Julius Caesar say when he was about to be stabbed by Brutus?
So he uttered the words "et tu, Brute," which means "you too, Brutus," because he had a lot of trust in him, and the backstabbing hurt him more than his death, perhaps.
You remember any quotes from Julius Caesar?
So there is one quote by Mark Antony when he's trying to rouse the crowd after Julius Caesar's death. And the way he does is very interesting. He says, "Friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me your ears. I do not come here to bury Caesar." But sir, I forget the other. But it's a very there are very powerful lines in the way he tries to rouse the crowd while taking the side of Brutus.
Are you aware that Shakespeare based his play Julius Caesar on another book or another play?
No, sir, I'm not aware, sir.
Okay. So you said you read King Lear.
Yes, sir.
The text of King Lear. What briefly is the tragedy of King Lear?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are two aspects to King Lear. So first is the madness of King Lear, which comes out in the later play. But actually, it is the first part of the play where King Lear wants to part with his responsibilities, but he wants to keep the trappings of power with him in terms of the appearances and in terms of the forces, etc. So this is the first tragedy that he's a he doesn't understand the difference between power and responsibility, that they go hand in hand. And the second is, sir, the tragedy of filial ingratitude, sir, quote unquote, sir, which means the pain which a father undergoes when he's betrayed by the very by his very cherished daughter, sir. So that is the second tragedy.
Well, talking of, there's some echo I can see. Excuse me. There are some famous lines that King Lear speaks of ingratitude. Do you remember those lines?
Yes, sir. I'll try to recall them, sir. So he says that filial ingratitude is sharper than the serpent's tooth, sir. So that is one. Sir, I don't remember the other quotes, sir, but I will look them up.
Doesn't he say, "Blow, blow, thou winter wind,
yes, sir.
thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude"?
Oh, yes, I don't remember this, but...
Okay. Another question on English literature.
Yes.
Who were the romantics? Who are considered the romantics of English literature?
Yes, sir. So the Romantic period was in the 17th century, and some of the pioneers of the Romantic age were William Wordsworth, Keats, Shelley, William Blake, who preceded Wordsworth. He's also considered a romantic, sir.
Okay. Have you read Shelley extensively?
I haven't read him extensively, sir. I have read a few poems of Shelley.
Such as?
Sir, To the Skylark.
Okay. Do you remember any lines from To the Skylark?
Yes, sir. Sir, give me a moment, sir.
Please.
Sir, Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, and from me such such words would flow, and the world shall hear them and the world shall listen as I'm listening now, sir. So he was addressing the Skylark.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Manu.
Thank you,
Rajiv ji.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Manu, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so you have a passion for listening to Bansuri or playing the Bansuri as well.
Yes, sir. I do play the Bansuri, sir.
Who are the two legends or two persons whose face comes to mind when you mention Bansuri in India?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are two pioneers of this art. So first is Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia ji, and the second is Pandit Panna Babu ji.
Okay, about Chaurasia ji,
Yes.
Pandit Chaurasia, what are the popular dhuns of their compositions, of his composition as well as Pannalal ji? Can you mention two popular dhuns?
Yes,
Normally you listen to them in the mornings.
in the morning, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, normally I listen to Guruji's Bhairavi in the morning, sir. Bhairavi, Bhairav, these are the rags for the morning, sir. And regarding Panna Babuji, sir, same melodies, but his approach was more for the Vilambit Gat.
Vilambit Tas. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are the rags that is normally played in the afternoon, and which one in the late night?
Yes, sir. So in the afternoons, we generally play rags such as Bhim Palasi. And then in late night, there are various rags. Sir, Rag Durga, Rag Yaman, Sir, Rag Bhupali. So these are the rags for the night. And late night would be Rag Malkaus, sir. Like it's called the Melody of Midnight, sir.
When is Rag Shankar played?
Shankar, sir. I am not sure. I'll have to look it up. But if I could hazard a guess, considering its swaras, I would say it would be an evening rag, sir, because
Yes.
it is all Shuddha swars.
Yes, it's a late evening rag.
Yes.
Okay, something more about music. It's a passion that I also share with you. Tell me, are the music compositions in India, do they follow a pattern in terms of dividing them into different months of the year?
Yes, sir.
Can you mention the rag that is normally played or listened to during this month of the year?
Yes, sir. So there are many rags which are played. For example, Rag Megh is there, Rag Megh Malhar is there. Sir, but one of the closest rags to my heart is Rag Des, which is a monsoon melody. Even though it is considered a night rag, it is predominantly associated with the, it blooms, sir, I think, when the monsoon comes about, sir. Rag Desh.
And one rag that is, mostly adopted or performed by the senior artist, it is mostly in vocal form.
Yes.
When is Kajri played?
Kajri, sir?
Yes.
Sir, Kajri, in my understanding, sir, Kajri is a folk mix melody, which is, I have heard a lot of Kajri by Ustad Bismillah Khan sir, and it's normally played when Holi comes about. That's my
No, Kajri is this time of the year.
Okay,
that
sir.
Is Hori, which is sung during the Holi.
Okay, sir. I stand corrected, sir.
Sir, permit me to take her towards only the musical path, sir. Okay, Manu, something more. Pandit Chaurasia,
Yes.
Who was his guru, who insisted that he plays from with the left hand and not from the right, and he did so.
So I'm not aware, but I have heard the story, sir. I'm not aware. But one of his gurus was Pandit, Ma Annapurna Devi ji, but I don't think she insisted anything.
She was the one who insisted that he plays, yes, and he did so,
yes.
Right up to, yes. Okay, tell me, what is the state song of Bihar? And there would be a reason why I'm asking you this question.
I'm not aware, sir.
Okay, we'll come to that. It was actually the Mere Bharat Ke Kant Har, and which was composed by Pandit Chaurasia. It was written by Satyanarayan ji, but it was composed by Pandit Chaurasia.
Okay.
And one more. Okay, now we've had enough of music now. Can we? But one last question: Who are two famous collaborators of Pandit Chaurasia from the Western world, music world?
So from the Western world, I'm not very sure, sir. I'm not very sure about his Western collaborations, but he did compose a lot of music with Shivji, sir.
In the Western, he performed at the Royal Albert Hall, where he got a standing ovation for minutes when he performed with Ken Lauber.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, some discussion on the. So, how is Vadodara prepared now itself for the feared third wave?
Sir, after the second wave, there has been a ramping up on many of the hospitals in terms of number of beds, in terms of oxygen supply, and the third I'd like to emphasize on is the fire safety measures, sir. Sir, now there is a directive, and including my father's hospital, they are taking stringent fire safety audits, sir. So these are the things that I am aware of.
Fire safety audit is a very important measure that. Do you know what is the Vivad Se Vishwas Act?
So it is a act taken by the income tax department to ensure that some kind of consensus is built on paying taxes, and most of the tax paying cases do not go to the court, and there is a concession which is granted to people who pay on time, and the tax is let go of, sir.
In which year was it framed, this act?
So I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Okay. What are the dedicated freight corridors in the railways? What is the concept?
So could you repeat this question, sir?
Dedicated freight corridors.
Yes, sir. So dedicated freight corridors, the idea is that passenger trains will not run on these, and there'll be more efficiencies of management, and the timeliness will also be ensured, and the speed will be ensured mostly, because they won't have stops, sir, along these corridors.
When was this concept conceptualized?
So I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, doesn't matter. Is there a proposal to bring about another feature like this in the railways? Like this is for the freight, exclusively for the freight, separate tracks. Is there a proposal for another concept like this also to be brought in by the railways?
Sir, regarding freight, sir?
No, anything. I mean, this concept itself.
Sir, I'm not.
Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. My last question: what is this Open Skies treaties?
Yes, sir. So, I have read something about the Open Sky treaties. It gives one kind of reciprocity agreement in terms of how the skies will be used, and sir, more number of flights from certain destinations are to be facilitated under the Open Skies treaties.
And on the Vivad Se Vishwas, is there a mismatch between the assessees and the pays of income tax?
So between the assessees and the
pays, income tax pays.
So I'm not sure about this scheme and the intricacies.
Okay, my last question should end with the musician himself. What was this? The Bansuri player, Pandit Chaurasia, what award was he conferred with?
So he has been given the Padma Bhushan award, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have to unmute, sir. Unmute, sir. Unmute your.
I had muted myself to avoid echo.
Yes.
Anyway, Manu, it's been a pleasure hearing you. I'm very impressed with your answers and your knowledge on music.
Thank you, sir.
Let me ask a few more questions. Coming back to Deloitte, you know what's the full name of Deloitte? Anyways, forget it.
It is Deloitte and Haskell Limited, sir, if I remember correctly. There is one more player involved.
When was it founded? Any idea? When was it founded, Deloitte?
No, sir. I will have to look these.
Do you know who is the CEO of Deloitte now?
The CEO is an Indian, sir, but I don't remember his name.
Puneet Ranjan.
Puneet Ranjan, yes.
Okay. You also mentioned in your hobbies or extracurricular activities that you go out for trekking. Can you describe any trekking experience which you would remember?
Yes, sir. So my most recent trek was in Dediapada. It is in South Gujarat. And it is a very less explored place, even in terms of tourism in Gujarat. So it has a lot of potential because it is in the aspirational district of Narmada. And it's mainly a tribal belt where ecotourism can be promoted. It has a lot of scenic beauty, waterfalls. It is between the two rivers, Narmada and Tapi, and it is it lies along the Maharashtra borders.
What about your other hobby, waste at local community level, which you have been composting and making use of?
Yes, sir.
How do you do it?
Yes, sir. So I started, I was inspired by this website called dailydump.org. And the idea was to segregate the waste at a local level and compost it at home itself so that landfills could be avoided, sir. And I'm happy to report that it's not just me today, but because of talking to other people and trying to convince them in some way, out of 15 people in my apartment, 8 people are now taking it up on a daily basis, sir, which is very hard. And in terms of the initiative and pursuing people, so I think it is very hard to convince people who are around you rather than strangers, sir. So it is it is an interesting thing I learned over this initiative.
Have you heard of circular economy?
Yes,
what
sir.
Does it mean?
So it means that the waste which is generated should not be treated as the model should not be linear in terms of using and then just throwing the refuse, sir. It should try to be integrated in the economy and given a second life. So the concept is to create wealth from the waste.
Which newspapers do you read?
So I read the Times of India, sir, predominantly.
Predominantly. Any economic newspaper which you read?
So no, sir, but I do try to read the one page that Times of India covers the economic news in.
Economy. Tell me, we don't get to see many people from Gujarat in the civil service. What could be the reason?
Yes, sir. So one of the reasons is that the awareness about government jobs is quite low, and the fascination for government jobs is also low. Sir, if I could conjecture, I have understood that places where there is more underdevelopment, there is a more hold over the people for government jobs because the developmental initiatives are so focused on the face of the bureaucracy, sir. So in terms of Gujarat, I have heard records that there is respect for the officers as such, but there is the fascination for such jobs is lacking, sir, somewhere. So that is one reason, and the awareness also, sir, in terms of how to go about it, how to prepare for this exam. These are the main two reasons.
My last two questions. One, if you were in charge of a district, which schemes, if any, you would undertake for the welfare of women and children?
Yes, sir. Sir, so if I were the DM of my district, I'm assuming it because you have not put that criteria. Sir, Gujarat, the anemia levels are 61%, especially among women, sir. And the average in India is 51%. So considering these facts, while there are interventions by the government in terms of midday meal schemes, in terms of better Poshan Abhiyan, sir, which gives some kind of better food nutritional availability, especially for the women who are bearing children, sir. Sir, in terms of anemia, the interventions are there, but proper progress is not tracked, sir. So if we could have more laboratories in the rural areas where such kind of interventions would be there in terms of diagnostic techniques, which could track the progress of and we could have a better focus on outcomes, sir. So if sir, over a 6-month period, we could have regular checkups like 3-month checkup if the hemoglobin has risen, so things like that. So that could increase the focus, and this is something that we really need to deal with because it has a life cycle vulnerability. If the woman herself does not has weak has weak hemoglobin levels, the child also has deficiencies, and his life is also impacted, sir.
Good. The second question, which is my last question, is if you have read the newspapers today, which news struck you the most?
The news that struck me the most is that Zomato IPO is oversubscribed by almost 26 times. And
Yes.
Yes, the share price was 76, I think. And if I remember correctly, sir, it has been it is almost 26 times oversubscribed, if I remember correctly. But that is what I remember. So, but the what struck me about this, that the potential of the startups in India, sir, in terms of getting capitals, in terms of the general investor sentiment about it, and the growth this sector has in the future, sir. So it's a good indicator of the thriving economy, thriving ecosystem we have.
Thank you, Madhuri. It has been really a pleasure talking to you. And I can tell you that this time you seem to hold a very good chance of getting through. But let me first ask you, do you need to wish to ask any questions from us?
Sir, there are lacking areas, sir, in terms of structuring of answers, sir. And especially when Rajiv Rai, sir, asked me questions on the income tax proposals, etc. Sir, I think I need to improve on that, sir. So
he will tell you.
Yes.
I can only tell you that Deloitte, the full name is Deloitte Tohmatsu.
Tohmatsu, yes, sir.
And all that. And it was founded in 1845. You should read some of these obvious questions.
I will do it
properly. I suggest what you do is you prepare a list of the possible questions. If you were interviewing yourself, what are the questions you would be asking? So prepare a list and prepare the answers very well.
I'll do it, sir.
The Zomato share, this thing was oversubscribed by almost 40 times.
40 times.
It was 76 rupees. The share now is 138.
Okay.
But there were a number of other news. I just wanted to check up. What is your area of interest? Do you subscribe in share market? Do you put money in share market?
No, sir, but I think I was quite interested when this Zomato IPO was, Zomato offering was there. And I was interested to know what kind of sentiment was there. So that was the news that struck, sir.
Right, right. You should be very well prepared on the current affairs, particularly because the parliament is in session these days. There could be a number of things. There could be other issues relating to this Pegasus and
yes,
you know, this.
So I did not want to mention Pegasus because it has been news for quite a while, and I don't know in terms of how correct the allegations are, because I didn't want to get into that mess, sir, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Rajivji, would you like to tell her something, because she asked about this thing?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Manu, on 2-3 areas, of course, your music, there's no limit to knowledge of music, but just that he has composed the state song for Bihar, I think that you should know. I mean, you could just add to your, that is one. Yeah. And then another thing is that on the income tax, yes, I'll just give you the data. It is 7 crore people, 7 crore have filed their returns, whereas only 2 crore pay the taxes. So, and you can read more on this. The Vivad Se Vishwas was 2020. Okay. Third, on Zomato, we should not get carried away by the gray market people. What is to be read, as you know, is the P ratio and the EPS. That is what determines the strength of a share.
So, can you repeat that, sir?
What? The PE ratio.
PE ratio.
And the EPS, earning per share. That is what determines the strength of the equity and not the gray market, because those are all pundits who are playing around. And there have been many cases where the gray market has, really flopped. Many cases. Anyway, that's just about. So on the another thing that I asked you on the Open Skies Treaty, it was signed in 1992 and became operational in 2002. Presently, I think 34 nation members have signed it, but not India, neither China nor India. And it is primarily about, it permits nations, to undertake unarmed flights.
Oh, yes, sir.
So I got, yes. You got it, no?
Yeah. I got it wrong, sir. I think it's a treaty between Russia and USA predominantly. Is that the treaty?
Predominantly, yes. So the purpose is, of course, but the important thing is that they can collect data on military forces activities. So that is the purpose for which it was. I just thought I will mention, of course, you must be knowing this, having taken this as a subject, on the Marxist approach to literature, the psychoanalytical approach to literature, feminist approach. I mean, those you can just read through just by way of strengthening your knowledge based on this. My last observation, please also read, because you've given it as a hobby, bansuri playing. So read about the rags that they are based on the times of the day and night and the seasons. Right. So read some more on what is Bhimpalas, what is Baramasi. These are mostly played in the tradition in which Pandit Chaurasia plays. I mean, you must be knowing this, but do you know the tradition? I mean, what is it called?
So it is the Drupad tradition. Drupad ang se bajate hain, sir.
Yes, as a part of Hindustani classical tradition. So those, of course, I was quite impressed, sir. Sir?
I was tempted to ask how many holes are there in a bansuri? How many holes?
So there are 8 holes in the bansuri, sir.
Okay. Neeraj, would you like to give her any observations or advice?
Yes, before I give my feedback to you, Manu,
yes,
I would like to ask you about Gokhale ji and his contribution to the Indian freedom struggle. Gopal Krishna Gokhale.
Yes. So he was a moderate leader and one of the foremost political thinkers and social reformers.
And how did he influence Mahatma Gandhi?
So he was his political guru, and though Mahatma Gandhi did differ from Gokhale ji, he considered him. He initiated Mahatma Gandhi ji, and he told him that for 1 year you should not undertake any kind of agitation, but first study the country. And this was a very important suggestion that Mahatma Gandhi ji also acknowledged, because he understood his countrymen well, especially coming from South Africa.
Wonderful. So you have read extensively about Gopal Krishna Gokhale because that is one area in which you may be asked questions.
Yes.
One last question to you is that what do you know of the Taliban?
So the Taliban is a terrorist has been declared a terrorist organization by many states. India has not done so. However, with the recent, so Taliban self-claims that it has got 85% of the territory in Afghanistan. So considering this, India is also changing its position in some ways and trying to have some kind of backdoor talks and talks with Taliban so that our own interests in Afghanistan can be secured, sir. So all these developmental aid that we have provided to Taliban, the Salma Dam, the Parliament building itself, sir. So India is predominantly trying to negotiate with the Taliban, sir, in some ways.
What does Taliban mean? What is the word Taliban mean?
Sir, Taliban means school, sir, if I'm not wrong. Some kind of talib which is given, sir.
No, that is the word you're trying to recollect is talim. That is education. Talib is a student, and Taliban is a couple of students.
Okay, sir.
Actually, it means two students, but Taliban has come to signify this group. And you should also know the origin, why they are called the Taliban. You know how, okay? Because there is a very interesting history. Why you should know about Afghanistan, about Taliban, because they are of tremendous current interest to our country. So I must say that you are fairly well informed. Your knowledge of English literature was also impressive. But I put you that many questions just to test you on your optional subject. And you would do well to go a little more. They would not ask you any specific details, but you should know broadly. Say, for instance, what do the tragedies of Shakespeare, represent? They represent human weaknesses, flaws, and how our own flaws lead to our doom, etc. So those philosophies you should know. Similarly, romanticism also, you should know the underlying theme and all that. And also the equivalence in our own literature, maybe Gujarati literature, maybe Hindi literature, and so on. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And otherwise, you have done beautifully. And I wish you all the best. And on the final words, of course, I'll leave the chairman, sir, to say.
Mansi, let me just add one more word of advice to you.
Yes.
You have given your first preference as IFS.
Yes, sir.
Not many people do that. It's a very nice thing you have done, but you should expect more questions on this diplomacy, on, like, for example, the Afghanistan, Taliban, it was mentioned, many things which are coming up now relating to the diplomatic arena, and particularly during those days, there could be many more things. Now, US Secretary of State is coming to India, and there could be many areas which could be commented upon between India and US and on economic relationship and so on. When is your interview going to be held?
So it is going to be held on 27th of August.
So you have plenty of time. And during these days in the parliament, you can expect a lot of questions, a lot of commentary and so on. So you should anticipate some questions yourself and prepare them well. Only one advice I would like to give: you are very pleasant, you are very nice. You should sit straight and look to be a little more confident of yourself.
Okay.
You know your subject very well. You have all the positive attributes, but try to look more confident, straight, and of course, smiling, very pleasant. How would you rate yourself in this interview today? How many marks you would give?
I'm not very sure, sir, because I did miss out. I gave wrong info, sir, on the open sky.
Don't be modest.
No, sir. I feel, so maybe 68%, something like that.
68?
Above 65, sir. And below 70.
I would give you 75%.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, go with full confidence that you would succeed. You will do very well. Huh?
Thank you, sir.
Don't do this thing like जैसे लगता है गला सूखने लगा है. Shows a little bit of lack of confidence. You can go You can ask for some water if you want.
Yes, sir.
पानी पी के जाओ. Be
Sir,
confident.
I have one question, sir. Sir, regarding what you mentioned, this.
पानी पीने के.
Yes, sir. Sir, does it look like I'm gulping in some questions because somebody did say that?
कई दफा क्या होता है कि you don't know the answer and you want to gain a breather and whatever it is, थोड़ा nervousness भी लगती है इससे.
Yes,
so
I'll try.
You try to avoid this. Be more confident. You know everything.
Yes.
I'm really very impressed. I could have even given you 80%.
Yes, that is too kind.
All right. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
May God bless you.
Thank
All the
you.
best,
Namaskar.
Mansi.
All the best.
Namaskar.
May God bless you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed the interview. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.